And yeah, this was printed with Comics Wellspring. Came out beautiful.
High quality stuff. People think it's fantastic. All the books that you see at my table are through Comics Wellspring.
Harry Gerostergios, artist, designer, co-host of Indie Comics Relay, searching for a way to stay awake during the show when an accidental overdose of indie comic book knowledge interacts with his uniquely tangential brain. And now, when Harry grows distracted or bored, startling metamorphosis occurs. He can't help but talk about the Incredible Hulk TV show.
Harry somehow brings up the Incredible Hulk TV show almost every stream that we have.
I love that show.
Nowhere sometimes.
For the same reason why I love Frankenstein, because, you know, Hulk didn't ask to be made. You know, this guy, you know, he was in a lab accident, you know, and I feel bad for him, you know, people are trying to kill him. Whatever. Seriously though, if you think about it, how does an adult man get beat up twice an hour every week? Really, I haven't. When's the last time you guys got beaten up?
Previously on the mighty Mascots.
The fearless robot Boom found himself in dire straits after a bullet struck him during a fierce battle with Lana Lennon in issue 6. The impact compromised his targeting system, throwing his precision and control into disarray. Suddenly, a new threat emerged. With no time to waste, Boom makes the decision to have the bullet removed and take his chances with the glitch in his personality matrix. Boom's transformation has set the stage for an epic new chapter, and the story continues in Mighty Mascots issue 10. Issue 10 is a triple-sized anniversary extravaganza, featuring all new content by the same great creative team you know and love. Dive into a thrilling news story and enjoy 2 exciting backup tales by DC Miller and the Ogle brothers. Choose from 2 stunning alternate covers that capture the essence of this landmark issue, with artwork by Gazbot and Angry Dad Comics. Plus, we've got incredible new perks, including exclusive 3D printed Breakfast Brawler figures. There are 8 figures available in 4 sets. Buy them all to receive a bonus glow in the Dark Mondo figure. And that's not all. Catch up on back issues, grab limited collectibles, and immerse yourself in the Mighty Mascots universe like never before. Support the Mighty Mascots issue 10 on Indiegogo and be a part of this groundbreaking journey.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana, Surrounded by Death, and The Pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
Absolutely. And our third co-host, Harry G., graphic artist extraordinaire. What is up,
Hello,
fellas?
everybody.
What's going on, guys?
I know we've been weekly for the last few weeks, so it's like I know there's not much. I saw Johnny on Saturday when we went to the newest Lucky Pro Wrestling match, which was very good. I was telling Harry about it.
Very good, yeah. It was very entertaining for a smaller indie show.
It was like really well. Just they always do a good job for an indie show, like
Yes.
And there was a few surprises. We were like actually surprised by some of the little twists in the story, and so I always appreciate when they do that.
Yeah, for people who've been going and following for a while, they had some really monumental things happen that I feel like made it very special. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest was the Coach Webb Scotty Slade turn. I thought
that was
really good. but yeah, no, it was a really great time. Great to hang out with you and Roger as always. And
Yeah,
I was surprised that we ended up with front row seats, which was really like
we lucked
added
out.
bonus. Yeah, it was added.
The only regret was that we were away from our normal group of people.
Exactly. Like I thought it was just going to be general admission, but I don't know. We'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it. I had a busy weekend myself, so.
Well, you would have been
treated deal at a.
Unfortunately, you would have been with everybody else.
Per usual, I'm pretty much off.
All the time. What were you up to this weekend, Harry?
Well, I had to deal with the tree business. I went to a funeral on Saturday morning. My friend's funeral. I quit cable. I think I'm the last person that I know.
Finally cut the cord. You won't even miss it. Like I don't even miss it, dude.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I know you guys aren't really that much into like sports, but I'll probably miss watching.
But a lot of it's going streaming, isn't it? Like a lot of it's going to.
I gotta somehow find. Yeah, I think you gotta pay for it. I think they're only on like Nessun, and I gotta find out our local sports channel. But I gotta find who has that and how much I'll be screwed over for, But there's gotta be a way to get it.
I'm sure.
But I mean, now that my brother gave me like a Fire Stick, and there's like a million channels on there. I'm like, so why didn't I do this before?
Well, we held out for the longest time too. I think we just cut the cord maybe a year or two ago, and we weren't even turning it on for months sometimes, like because we were just go right into streaming and watch something there,
That's kind of what I figured too, because I'm working Monday through Friday. Then the only time I watch TV is maybe the weekends. I'm like, what am I paying for? Like, so
I mean, it'll still cost you money to have the internet and then whatever cell phone you have, but still saved us like $70 just going to like,
and that makes a difference.
Right.
Yeah, big time.
It all adds up.
It does.
No, it all adds up. Yeah,
it does. I mean, if you save $70, that's great,
Right.
So, but as I say, we've got a great show tonight, a bonus episode this week, which is awesome, and another anthology, which I can't wait to get to, and I know Johnny was part of it, so and me tangentially through you, Johnny, because I did the lettering on that story. So I guess I'm sort of a tiny, like 1/100th part of that anthology. So
it's still a part of it.
Still a part of it.
Still a part of it.
But yeah, no, and we love these guys. I want to bring them in a few minutes. But one thing I also want to do right now, before we do that, Amy made a new video that I want to premiere right now. It's a couple minutes, it's like 2.5 minutes.
I can't wait.
It's a Johnny focused video, actually.
Nice.
It's a from the show. I think maybe like a month ago, you were talking. Somehow it came up. You were talking about when you saw Dave Grohl in concert, and then your mother showed up.
The Dave Grohl story.
Yeah. So Amy took that and made a video with it. So
can't wait.
A great premiere. So,
I'm gonna tweet this at Dave Grohl right after we do this.
That'd be great. So I might throw, this one will probably go into rotation now that we'll premiere it here, and then it'll be on our videos and maybe be in our intro at some point too. So, but nice. This one's really funny. So if you guys are ready, let's recount Johnny's encounter with Dave Grohl and his mother getting involved. So here we go. All right.
Yeah,
I saw him at Wallace, where I used to do the Plastic City Comic-Con.
Oh, wow.
Back when they used to do concerts back in like the mid-90s.
My second ever concert was Foo Fighters at that venue at the Wallace Civic Center. Fun time to dust off an old story. I was in high school. I went to go see Foo Fighters that night.
Yeah.
Wallace Civic Center is a very small place. So we used to do that load-in, Keith, in the back.
Yeah.
After the concert, I went around back with my friends because we wanted to meet Dave Grohl and we wanted to meet Foo Fighters and we wanted to meet the drummer from Nirvana.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I left my parents out front waiting for me, who were picking me up on a school night. My angry Italian mom. So wait, let me rewind. We're waiting around back and it's getting late and we're waiting for Dave Grohl and the band and stuff. And finally, they came through, and I'm waiting in line for my autograph. And just as Dave Grohl's getting to me and he's signing my autograph, my mom comes fucking like a mad bull from around the back, from where the parking lot is, around to the back, and starts yelling at me in Italian in front
with
of
a rolling pin. Like,
pretty much.
Johnny!
We're like very we're very shy away from the rolling pin. All right. So I'm mortified because here I am getting reprimanded by my mom in front of Dave Grohl, and Dave Grohl very calmly and plainly just looks up at my mom and responds to her in Italian.
Mi dispiace tanto di aver tenuto tuo figlio fuori fino a tardi in un giorno feriale, ma grazie mille per averlo lasciato venire allo spettacolo.
I'm so sorry for keeping your son out late on a weeknight, but thank you very much for letting him come to the show. And I was in shock because he actually replied to her in her native tongue. And she was like, well, you better have it on a weekend next time. and she pulled me out of there. It was just wild.
Italian mothers, they don't give a shit about like celebrity, nothing.
So my mom yelled at Dave Grohl. That's my story.
That's funny.
Wow. That was well done. That was really good.
I like her version of your mother is like a South Park character.
Yes. That's not too far off from the truth.
That's such a funny story though, so I'm glad she now we have it as like a video, which is kind of funny. Just getting yelled at by your mother in front of Dave Grohl. So good.
It was such a G move on his behalf to reply to her in her native tongue, right?
Yeah, did you like how she did that AI Dave Grohl? And I think
that was amazing.
Was that accurate?
That was amazing.
Was it accurate?
I think
it was accurate.
Amy did.
Nice.
It was saying Italian, but whatever. I don't know what it was saying, but
yeah, it was accurate.
Hilarious.
I'm glad that story is now immortalized. I don't have to retell it. We could just point to the video. Well, there you go.
Exactly. Yep. Oh my god, so funny. But all right, yeah. Well, so that one will be in regular rotation, and Amy's working on more, I'm sure. So,
nice.
So it's good. It's good. I like having these little videos, as like
it's
little
fun
bits, like little bits on the show,
Yeah,
great stuff.
Well, I'm glad I finally got one because Harry's been always getting the videos.
I know.
Yeah, finally, I have.
Glad
one.
that. Right.
Yeah.
Put the
Anytime
spotlight.
I run
Let's
into
share the
stuff,
spotlight.
though. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Harry. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, right.
I'm not worthy.
I'm having her pull that old one where it was just me and you, Johnny, and I was telling you that story about us going to see the body of that giant snake.
Oh yeah,
remember that story?
Yeah,
I'm having her pull that because I thought that was pretty funny. That
was a good one
video. So that'll be good, and there's other little things from back before Harry was on the show that I'm sure
Harry was
perfect. Stand by me. Perfect Stand By Me.
Yeah, it was a Stand By Me story.
Video.
Yeah,
right. That's right.
So funny. But yeah, anyways, we're not here to laugh about our videos. We're here to interview and highlight indie creators and creations. So without further ado, let's bring in tonight's guest. Two guys that have been on the show many times at this point.
Well, friends of the show and friends in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
The two gentlemen. Are they the two heads of Wayward Raven, I would say, right?
Yep. With
Alex
Steve. Steve is one of the members as well.
Yeah. Has Steve ever been on the show? I don't think so.
He may have came on briefly on the last one. I forget.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure he comes on as well sometime with them and just, maybe he's camera shy. I don't know, but we can ask the guy. But without further ado, we have Wayward Raven with us. So let me bring them both in. We got Mark Frankel.
What's up?
And Alex. Alex S. Because I'm going to butcher your last name, Alex. And
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, good. How's it going?
What's up, man? Good to see you guys.
What's going on, guys?
Listen, Johnny, I got to know, did your mother look at Dave Grohl after he did that and go, who are you, the friggin' a Pope? Shut up and give me my son.
What's the matter for you, eh?
Not you.
You have an Italian wife, so you're allowed to do that.
I'm allowed to do that. Yeah.
Mark Alvarado said, "Damn, I tuned in to watch Johnny get reprimanded by his mom."
Yeah. You picked a good time to tune in, Mark.
Yeah, it really was.
All my favorite Marks are here.
Yeah, exactly. Gentlemen, so good to see you. Feel like it's been a while. Like it's been at least a year since we last saw you on
a little bit
on the channel.
Yeah.
And
the last time we even saw each other was NYCC, right?
Yeah.
That was well, I think the last time I saw you guys might have been Terrificon last year.
Yeah, you're right.
New York this year.
Yeah, I didn't go to New
York. We're all going to see each other soon at IC3.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I can't wait for that show. That's my most eagerly anticipated show this year.
It was a good show last year. We had a good time.
Did you do it last year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's literally right here. It's 20 minutes. Like
that's awesome.
For you, although Mark is convincing me to schlep all the way over there this time.
Do it. I'll be there. We'll hang out.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll let you sleep in the doorstep or something. That's fine.
Just like
Are you guys coming in the night before to go to the hangout or whatever it was?
Well, if you guys are going to be there, then I'll do that. Absolutely.
I'm on the fence. Johnny's going to be there for sure. I'm on the fence. I might do it last minute. I was going to get a hotel room there, but I guess it's sold out, so I'd have to get one close by. But we'll see. I might pull the trigger.
Listen, there's a courtyard. There's like a Hilton courtyard right in downtown New Haven. You're right, like basically almost on the Yale campus. It's not expensive. It's a great time down there.
Should we just crash at Bob's place since he's in New Haven? Hey, Bob, move over.
We're coming over. Bring the party.
Yeah, there you go. Calling some favors, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I checked on your campaign today. Saw that you guys,
congrats,
you already hit the
campaign
goal.
Thank you.
Thank God.
Which is awesome. 60 hours to go. So
now,
I
was going to say, do you think this is part of like that last 11th hour push? I think we got like 60 hours left, right?
Yep, I think so. I think we kind of got that. You know, I hate to say it, but you can, if you've ever done Kickstarter, you see the back end and it shows you like the graph, and it always goes like this, and then it kind of like slowly creeps its way up. At one point, ours was kind of doing that, and then it did this. Like we took a dip, and and it couldn't have been more perfect too.
Yeah.
Literally Monday morning, I woke up, I turned down, and I saw we lost the $333 pledge.
Oh.
Like 20 minutes for him. And
was it one of those?
It's like that yodel. It's like that yodeler on The Price is Right. You know, that guy that creeps up the mountain and falls off.
Exactly.
But
was it one of those scam pledges? I've seen people do that before.
I don't know. It was an alleged super backers. Look, I'm not gonna. I don't know, because you never know. People get into shit, and then suddenly, next thing you know, it's like, man, I overspent. And, you know,
maybe we said the wrong thing on a podcast, and they're like, I don't like these guys.
Could be. You never know. You never know.
Probably the most likely scenario.
Yeah. Well, what I found was interesting was there was at least one backer who was a super backer that backed us for $1, and like that's when, like, I don't want to presume, but like, you know, I've heard stories of, like, you know, like the scammy backers, they'll back a campaign and use that to market to you, or just to inflate their own super backer numbers. So like, it makes me wonder, like, whenever I see somebody I don't recognize and like they do something weird, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but you know, the paranoia is real.
That's a thing now, huh? The super backer status, like.
So one thing you want to look for where it's there's a super backer status, they'll also give you a badge that says like backer favorite or something.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah, and then that in turn kind of shows that it's not just like the one guy throwing the onesies here and there, but you know, somebody who's gotten actual positive feedback for contributing to the campaign. So always, you know, there's all these little like verification badges you can look for. You know what I mean?
So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's weird. I got it during this run because I always go, you know, I'm always up there supporting other creators and whatnot, right? And so as we're going through this, I got an email. I'm hoping to get the Projects We Love email, but I got the super backer, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. It's kind of the opposite of what I would have expected, but very cool, right?
Yeah, I think that's a Kickstarter thing, right?
It is a Kickstarter thing. The only thing is, I don't know how many like campaigns you actually have to back to get this kind of credential.
In my case, it's 84.
84. Okay. They may have dropped that number because I don't think I got mine till like I was in the hundreds.
Well, I wonder if the money makes a difference too, because I don't do the $1 back. I like cool stuff. So it's going to be at least $20.
Way to presume Johnny's not there throwing out, making it rain on people.
I do usually back full price. I rarely will do the ones.
You do more than that, Johnny. I saw your pledge. I'm like, thank you, man.
Gotta support, man. Gotta support.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, he takes care of his friends every time for sure. Even on other platforms too. I mean, and then
we love Johnny.
Yeah, and I'm a backer like he is, where it's like you try to take care of your friends, but then if it's somebody that you just kind of know or met on the show, then maybe you back like the digital tier, and just give them some support, or you know what I mean, like that kind of thing.
Well, digital tier is the favorite for creators, right? Because it's just like it's easy. We just email a PDF. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't get any better. There's no fulfillment. We don't get it. You save us some paper cuts.
Yeah.
You save us some like stamped glue poisoning,
some headaches,
like in Seinfeld.
Yeah. I'd rather like just when I see you, give me the book, or like I'll buy it off you at the show on top of whatever I pledged.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah, that's always good too. You save some shipping or just that way.
Bonus pledge. If you know you're not gonna want the actual physical or don't care for a PDF, just throw cash at it. Bonus pledge.
Yeah.
There's a few
or in
people
some cases, you might want the special things that your friends give you.
And that's fun too. But I almost kind of regret that by all the money I invested in having this dope ass spot like that. I was like, man, I could have just been more economical with it. But I mean, look, that actually that makes me feel good to see that it's still there and it's still kind of getting put to good use. You know what I mean? There you go. See, I hope you guys store your weed awesome. And other fun stuff in there.
Sadly, I still got the mug and apron. I'm planning on using the apron when I barbecue this summer.
Nice.
But the mug, I have so many mugs. I just don't want that one to break in my kitchen.
Nice.
Is this the Surrounded by Death mug?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's in heavy rotation at our house, actually, which is good.
The coffee's gone by now.
It's held up well, Johnny. Like the good quality, like it hasn't faded off the cup or anything.
So that campaign was from like 2021.
Yep.
And only now has my mug started to fade with regular constant use. So I mean that's real good quality. So if anyone wants a referral to where to get some good mugs printed up, I'll shout it out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely. I'd say shout
but
it out.
Enough about me and my bullshit.
Let's talk about our bullshit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
Well, before we get into the actual campaign and bringing it up, I wanted to ask you guys. I know you guys put out many different comics, like monthly comics, comic strips collected, things like that. Do you guys prefer to do anthologies over like say like a regular monthly? Is it a little more of a headache? Get more reward out of it.
Like, yeah. This is like a concentrated, constant pummeling, where it's like one. I should say, the webcomic is like a constant pummeling, right? Every week you're like, I got something, but like this is just one good hard ass kicking. And
well, I would say this is more of a group scene. If you really think about it, it's a train.
But I love that you guys do a little bit of everything. You have novels, you have kids books, you have a comic strip that you put out regularly. You have these anthologies where you bring out and you shine a spotlight on other indie creators of, not just an established level, but like of all different levels. You know what I mean? That's very commendable for you guys.
Well, I mean, the one thing about the anthology that's really great is, and this is gonna sound like I'm kind of like patting myself on the back or like
as you should.
Right? Yeah, right. It's like the reason I got into this is I wanted to make comics with my friends. Like I've been doing that since I was a kid. Like I remember like in the lunch, in the lunchroom, we're sitting there drawing like this is our superheroes and stuff like that. So the anthology kind of fulfills that childhood dream of getting to make cool shit with my friends. So like that is the reward that I get out of that. And on the flip side, since we ask for finished projects, there's less hounding people and corralling them. Now it's more like, yo, where are your files? Give me the right format. And in some case for pros, hey, we'll actually request edits. But like from a production value, the anthology is great for that.
Gotcha. So that was going to be my other question. Like, what kind of headaches you guys face with an anthology? Because like, I'm like, me and Johnny have talked about doing one together and like bringing other people in, and like, I've played around in my head about maybe doing one, and I just love to hear the headache side of putting an anthology together. So you say that you guys get all the projects pretty much finished coming to you,
more or less.
More or less.
There's still some stuff that needs to get done. Like if you remember book one, there's like a profile in each one. There's questions, so there is a certain point of like, hey, get me your questions back, give me your social media, give me some of these. I need a headshot. I need images. There's definitely that piece. Yeah. And then like the other piece is with the pros that Alex alluded to, like I had to sit down and read all those pieces and then do the edits on it and push back. Hey, you know what? Some of it I did some basic line editing and I'm like, this is just the way it is. This is how punctuation works. And then sometimes it's like, hey guys, I would suggest this, or maybe make this change, or, that sort of thing. And so then you got to get that stuff back too. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And when it comes to the comics and art stuff, like, for the most part, they're finished pieces, but like in one case for this anthology, one of the contributors, for an anthology called Coloring Outside the Lines, they gave us a black and white piece. So in his case, I was like, yo, dude, throw some color in there, see what happens. And I was working back and forth with them, and they turned out really quick, which is like props to them. But like in the last anthology for one of our friends who will remain nameless, when he had his book lettered, he had these cool splash pages, but he never realized this was going to get printed. So there were like word balloons in the crease.
Oh my god!
So I'm like, or like there was stuff that was like wasn't formatted for a page. So I was like, hey, dude, so I was working with him, like, hey, this is some suggestions. And in some cases, I'm like, just send me the raw files. I'll edit them, because I know you're busy. I got that. So like, there's some cases where I'm,
Alex, don't forget, you have at least 2 pieces of artwork you're going to have to make for this.
Oh God.
If you guys don't realize this, if you look at the rewards there's a tier where if you back it, you get drawn into the book, right?
Please, nobody back that level. Please don't.
So what would be really awesome if everybody could back that, because Alex is like, I really want to draw a lot of people.
Yeah. Do not sign up for group shots because I will embarrass you.
Oh my god, please sign up for group shots.
Why does everyone look like a penis?
well, let me ask you this. If somebody say if there's an independent creator out there that's watching this stream right now and they wanted to say back that level and not have themselves illustrated, but maybe one of their characters illustrated, would you guys be open to doing that?
How about a friend they want to troll? How about a friend they want to troll?
There you go. I like that.
It'll be immortalized.
We will totally do that.
Some good comments. My thought. Love the Wayward Raven guys.
Yeah, he does.
Mark makes a good homebrew beer.
Yes, he does. Go. Cheers.
My wife's had a few. She loves them.
But just to the process of thinking that illustrating a character into the book and backing that tier, to do that, that's technically marketing. So you could technically write that tier off as a marketing expense because you are then promoting your work in someone else's thing, right?
Mark, can we do that for ourselves too?
So technically, if somebody wanted to do that and these guys would oblige, I would say that's a really good way of going about it. You're backing the campaign, you're marketing your book. Alex gets a little more side work to do, but that's okay. He can handle it.
We kicked around the idea of, like, we'll put your ad in our book, right? I think we kicked around that idea. I don't know if that's against Kickstarter policy or not. I think we were not certain on that. But
There's a lot of gray
what was
area
it?
that we didn't want. Yeah.
What was it, Mark? What was the?
we kicked around the idea of like putting, like we'll put your ad in the book, right?
Oh,
For a certain tier, something like that. But I don't know if Kickstarter lets you do that or not.
So like we kind of did that in the first one for Sebastian's podcast. We just throw a little thing, but it wasn't like it wasn't a reward or anything like that. It was more of like a
why would they have a problem with that though?
There's certain things about like charging revenue for compensation, and that's like having like an ad level reward. There's certain rules that they're like, it's not exactly so like they're saying don't do this, but don't do things like this. So it's like, like again, like for one thing, like we were thinking we would love to be able to do the beer through a Kickstarter. We can't. Like they, no alcohol, no drugs.
Yeah.
Perishables, I think.
What about root beer?
50-50, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think perishables, like I forgot the wording, but I know like you couldn't do it for food things. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's new because I didn't have a problem with the coffee.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could be mistaken, but like I remember seeing some weird like we went through like there was a couple of things where like, can we get away with this? And we looked through it and it's like, well, it doesn't say it exactly, but yeah.
Yeah, can I say I could have sworn I've seen some Kickstarter. It might not be Kickstarter though. That might be the thing. It might have been another.
There was one or two that I've seen. It was a couple like breweries looking to get funded, but they weren't promising. They weren't promising beer. I think they were promising other things like you get a mug at our, here and that sort of stuff. So they couldn't give you a beer, but it may be a beer thing, not a coffee thing, right? It may have to do with the controlled substance.
Yeah, it could be that. But I also swear I've seen something where they were offering ads too, but it might not be on Kickstarter. It could be under the many other crowdfunding campaigns.
Yeah.
So maybe
they've also they've been changing some of the rules now too because they're staffing up for like people to manage certain communities. So I'm sure they may have like started crossing T's and dotting I's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what are they going to be expanding the brand or something, or is it just...
Well, like I forgot the guy's name, but like they recently announced that they like now have like a head of community for comics and for other specific areas. So I wouldn't be surprised with stuff like that comes more tighter terms of service things. Becomes less Wild West.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I mean that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, we were talking behind in the green room about how awful it is now with spam, like on Kickstarter. I think all the crowdfunding campaigns have it, but I imagine Kickstarter might be the worst because it's the biggest.
Mark will testify to this. Like, there's like we get a bunch of people. They'll DM us directly on Facebook specifically, and then they'll like comment on actual posts. And like some cases, if it's really spammy and really like robotic, I'm like, I'll just mark it as spam immediately. But then there's like the few that try to engage as if they're fans. Like, oh, you're the creator? This looks interesting. I love to mess with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll never forget this. There was one guy, and Mark, you and I. So like, Mark and I, since we share the account, we'll both be reading stuff. Like, there was one night I was out at a bar, and some dude messaged me. This was when we were doing like the last, I think, We Suck or Napoleon, and they were messaging me claiming to be Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah,
like, legit. Like they're like, hey, yeah. I'm like, wait, you're Brandon Sanderson, like award-winning author. He's like, yeah, but in my spare time, I like to help people with Kickstarters. And I was like, oh, really, asshole?
Yeah, okay,
he was
pal.
trying to sell me on his Kickstarter stuff. I'm like asking him for his inspiration for his characters, but I'm quoting Game of Thrones characters and quoting Game of Thrones, just fucking with this person. And like Mark is like, yo, why are you trolling Brother Son? Have you seen who this guy is? I'm like, no, dude, it's not the real guy. It is not the real dude.
I come in halfway through and I'm like, Brandon Sanderson, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot of fun, but it's also tiresome too, because I used to get phone calls all the time and scammers and whatever. They're always, I'm not like, saying anything disparaging here, but there's always like Indian people, calling my house, and then it's to the point where I got so aggravated. So I was like waiting. It was like my landline that I kept getting these calls from, and so like I'm just waiting for the next time. So they called again, and I'm like, oh hey, how's it going? I'm sorry, I'm actually like busy right now. Can I put you on a quick hold? And then I had traditional Indian music, standing by, on a YouTube page or whatever, and I played it for like maybe 8 minutes. I held it up to the phone for like 8 minutes, and the guy held. I'm like, what is going on here?
What's wrong with you? My
held on
arms
for
are
8 minutes.
tired. My arms are tired.
I know, really.
That's why
It's
the
like
guy
a
holds
joke,
you.
but like, right.
That's great.
On that same note, I love watching those videos of scammers getting trolled and like their time wasted. That is.
Yeah,
that's
I love it.
great.
Yeah.
So good.
Highly
Love
recommended
that, too.
documentary on HBO called Telemarketers.
Is that good? I have that in my queue.
Patrick J. Pesby. Man, that guy's a hero. That guy's a
Is
folk
he?
hero.
Mhm.
All right, I'll watch that.
Because he hunts
That's
them down,
good.
right? He hunts them down.
Yeah, he
hunts down
basically
the
uncovered
scammers,
that phone scam, that one
Is he
scam.
the blue, like the guy who always colors his hair different colors, or he does like the voices?
I don't know. I don't know. He may have
Yeah.
colored his hair. I forget. But it's basically he uncovered the scam that is that phone call that we've all gotten about the firefighter society or the police society.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, that's not really a firefighter fund or a police fund. So watch that documentary. It's fascinating and it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So how is the archaeologist, by the way? You mentioned Napoleon. Did she discover a new tomb recently, or what's she doing? Have you guys heard from?
Yeah, I think that's the last time you guys were on the show. We
Catherine?
had,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I think we've been so entrenched in this. I haven't had a chance to follow up with her since
NYCC, right?
New York, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit because she went back to Egypt. I don't know.
I think
if-
she's still there now, right? Yeah.
I think so. I forget when she comes back over. Traditionally, I think it's a vice versa. Like their summer is our winter, and so she's probably still there right now. But
She's on some Indiana Jones adventure right now.
Or she was running away from a boulder.
right.
I don't know.
Running from a boulder, eating monkey brains or something.
Snakes. Last week we
I
were
hate
talking about
snakes.
time travel. We're talking about time travel last week, and if I can go back in time, I would love to go back to see how the pyramids were made. Just I'm sure they like it was like probably aliens. I'm sure it was. Pretty sure. Ramps
They use
aliens.
leverage.
Well, no, the
Leverage.
truth is the aliens came here
Yeah.
to learn it from the Egyptians. The Egyptians taught it to the aliens.
there you go.
Yeah, I
like that.
want to go
I like
back and
that.
see that. Right.
That's my narrative.
Yeah, right. That's my narrative. So to loop back to the anthology,
Right, and we're back.
Did you get do you guys have any words of wisdom from anybody thinking of starting an anthology? Like
Don't do it.
becoming, like the
No.
project manager on one?
It's a lot of work. I mean, listen, if you've got a lot of folks that you know, hey, I know a lot of folks in the community, I want to do that sort of thing. I think it's a great thing to do, but it's hard. And like, here's the other thing, like we're really fortunate these last couple anthologies, we've had a lot of support from the people in the anthologies, telling people about it, getting the word out, that sort of thing. And look, everybody, it's some more or less whatever. And I admit that I don't see everybody's stuff because Facebook or whatever hosts what it wants to host. But, I'm going to tell you, everybody contributes to getting people into this thing. So if you've got that kind of community, awesome, right? If you think you're going to do the whole thing by yourself and just, I'm going to put a bunch of great stories in it, good luck. I mean,
right.
These things are hard. They're grueling. Until about 2 days ago, I was just like wandering aimlessly around my house, just dropping F-bombs, and why the fuck won't someone
Just on your phone.
You go up and down,
It's
hard. On the first, the first day is great. it's awesome. I wish everything was the first day because it was just
Yeah, right.
But like,
So,
yeah.
One thing I wanted to add though, and one thing I think I like the most, and it kind of piggybacks off of what Alex said, is that I've never met so many new creators and other creators and people who are now friends through these two anthologies.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a great linchpin of it. And, there's people who've approached me and going like, oh, this is such a great book. How do I get into it? Or, oh, I have a piece that I think would be good for this. And, I think there's countless times where I've walked people over to the Wayward Raven booth at a convention going, hey, you got to meet these guys. They want to get into the book. And, I think they have a good piece that might fit,
Yeah.
And we appreciate that, dude. Seriously.
Absolutely, dude.
Well, speaking of fitting, how do you guys determine how does it work? What is the process of like selecting the stories for your anthology? I know because I love the theme of it. Coloring outside the lines.
Yeah.
How do you guys?
We have a big wheel of themes. We just spit now.
Yeah.
Actually, no. This is a funny story. So, like, and I'll bring it in because you mentioned Steve earlier, and I saw somebody in the chat was talking about project managing. Steve was acting basically as the project manager for our project, for like the campaign, not even just the campaign, but for the book itself. And the funny part is he actually got to see our creative process when we were trying to come up with Volume 3's theme. And like, it's Mark and I basically were just sitting around in his basement, and we're just riffing for like an hour, just like off the wall, ridiculous things. And we're like, it was like some weird fucking improv. And poor Steve was just sitting there. He's like, guys, you're going all over the place. Can we pick that? It's like, no, dude, you need to trust the process, man. It's like if we have
sometimes that's good though. I feel did you guys get a theme out of doing that?
We've got a couple of things in the back burner, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how that's kind of funny because that's how me and Amy discovered the name for Plastic City Comic Con. It was basically us just tossing around just funny stuff about Leominster, like like, should we call it Heroin Needle Comic Con, or like or Johnny Appleseed Comic Con, and then Amy went, what about Plastic City Comic Con? And I was like, wait, that's not bad. Like,
yeah,
so
right. It works.
Yeah. So we kind of discovered
I can actually tie this back around to the anthology. You ready?
Nice.
Some of the best things that we come up with came out of joking around with people, right? Mark Alvarado was in the chat earlier. The short that is in the anthology is this epilogue I did for Surrounded by Death, featuring this character who's this like militant mercenary mime. Well, that character was a joke that we came up with at San Diego Comic-Con at the booth. It was me, Mark Elliott, and Mark Alvarado just talking shit at the booth. I don't even remember how we got to this joke, but like that character stuck with me so much so that he made it into the comic. Right.
That's
so it's
awesome.
Like,
I want the adventures of that mime, Johnny. Like,
yeah.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that right now.
Character.
Just let me know. I want to be in that book somehow. I'll like letter one balloon or something. I just want to have credit on that book.
You got it. I'm working on that now. So, when that rolls around, I'll definitely keep you in mind.
Johnny, you got to do a silent issue like the G.I. Joe 21.
Yes.
I think that was part of the joke there. I think
I remember you
initially.
did the cover image, which was kind of
We did the
fun.
cover. Yeah.
Now if you could do the whole story that way, that'd be cool.
If I can do a silent issue, I don't know if I'm that clever yet.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm that clever. But so to further bring it back to the anthology, when I was lucky enough to be in the first one, and when these guys announced they're doing a second one, I really stretched to try to get this short to fit the theme, but in the questionnaire, I nailed it, I would say. It was coloring outside the lines. Well, here's this epilogue to my comic that is illustrated by a completely different illustrator.
that offers a completely alternate ending that is even colored where the colors bleed outside of the bold lines. So for all these purposes and all these instances, I submit this as coloring outside the lines. And these guys are gracious enough to accept it as well. And now I'm in this awesome anthology with a bunch of other awesome creators who are way better than me.
I wanted to find out how you got in, like how the Surrounded by Death fit the theme, and that sounds good.
I mean,
Like
that and bribery works every time, you know.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason I'm so highly caffeinated at shows now.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you guys planning a third volume now?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. We're working on the title for that. That was the story Alex talked about. That was us actually riffing on title for V3. We definitely have a lot of folks. There's a lot of interest so far. Like we've had a lot of folks reach out and say, I want to be in this. I want to be, as Johnny mentioned. And some really interesting folks too. You know, this current volume has so many different pros from so many different, like from literally, like you said, someone who's never done it before, right on through to someone who's been doing this for like 20 plus years, 30 years.
We got some OGs in this one.
Yeah, like Will Murray's been doing this, what, 30 years?
Yeah.
Yep. And Will Murray's the creator of Squirrel Girl, for those who don't know.
Oh, yeah, I saw them. Yeah. Will was he's often at my show.
To tie it in, no, that's where we met him. I think it was
is it really?
Because he was like right behind us, and I remember I'm walking around, I'm like, Will Murray? Any relation to Bill Murray? Ha ha ha. And I go look at his books, I was like, holy shit, this guy's got some legit cool stuff. I start talking to him about like the anthology. Didn't know who the hell he was, and I forgot. I don't even know who brought it up after the fact. When he expressed interest in the thing, we'd look him up. Like, holy shit, this guy's a legend. He wants to be with us. What are we doing wrong?
Yeah, and this stuff you might not even know about him.
Yeah,
that he
Top
like
Savage.
used to. I don't know if he wrote for some mag. He used to be on a lot of Hollywood sets, and like he wrote and was he wrote and also was a part of the movie, like the script writing for one of my favorite pulp characters, which is Remo Williams. Like he worked on that movie. Know that.
Oh, I love Remo Williams.
Yeah, isn't that a great movie? And he worked on he wrote all the Marvel comics, the magazine ones that Marvel did for a little while after the movie came out. And those are some of my favorite comics of Marvel ever put out.
He also writes a lot of prose, and he's super into the pulp stories, and he's got a really awesome crossover book where it's Tarzan meets King Kong, and it takes place right in that journey from Skull Island to New York. So there's a little detour where they encounter Tarzan, and it's really cool. Like I love how creative he is with those characters.
Yeah.
His story actually is a pulp story, but he actually got an illustrator to work with him, so it's like beautiful illustrations too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great get for the book. Absolutely. And he also created Squirrel Girl. So you know what I mean? So that's really cool, you know. So yeah, somebody that's done some stuff in this industry. That's great.
Yeah.
Really proud of that. Like we even got Jerry Duggan to do a forward too, which was really cool.
Oh, did you really?
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a big name. That's awesome. Do you guys know him, or did you guys
I think how did we get him? Yeah.
Steve.
Oh, Steve, yeah.
Yeah. Steve's brought a couple folks into this anthology too. Like we from all over the place, like, you know, from the general community in some cases. Steve's been a big part of that too. Yeah. You know, yeah.
Speaking of bribery, Steve and his wife have like the coolest way of meeting creators. They bribe them with cookies.
It's brilliant. Those cookies are out of this world.
My
They've
God.
saved my life.
Yeah, right.
So here's the funny thing. Sometimes when you're at a convention and it's busy, you just forget to eat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like that's how it is for me at Terrificon, because it's like I'm behind. I'm like serving coffee the whole show and slinging books and all that, doing interviews, everything. So like you forget to eat. Like Steve comes over, he's like, "You want a cookie?" It's like, you're like, "Yeah, definitely." You take a bite, you're like, "Oh, Steve, this is a lifesaver." So many times, Easy Comedy saved my life with those cookies.
Dude, Steve and his wife.
It's a really
like
smart idea. This is some lady.
Huh?
There's some lady does like local conventions around here that sells brownies. It's like same
Oh,
yeah,
idea.
I
you
know
like,
her.
to my
She is
show.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Her name is
yeah. Of course you're hungry.
Barbara.
She's
you know?
awesome.
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yes, Barbara the brownie lady.
What
I
a
love
brilliant
her.
idea.
That's great.
Love you,
Barbara the Brownie
Barbara. If
Lady.
you're out there.
Yeah.
She's an awesome lady.
Magical?
She's
amazing.
She did a couple of the early Plastic Cities, but then she stopped. I think she's kind of done doing all shows, or she still might be doing Gary's, but that's
Maybe
about the only
she's my
one.
kind of
She must have
gal. I
done-
like her.
She must have done really, really well selling the brownie because, like, of course you're hungry. You're
does.
walking around like, yeah.
There's people that come to the show just for her, I think. So,
Nice.
I remember her
Yeah.
telling me how she would sell out and sometimes have to go back and bake more and bring in like double the amount. She just does so like
Wow.
yeah, she does
amazing.
Well.
Because
Like
it's always
$5.
fresh and it's always
Yeah.
good and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder if we should just like dip in and do and provide food as well as comics. Like there have been some times like I'm like I want to bring a smoker to a show. I'll just sit there making ribs.
Can you imagine just
Yeah.
brisket, slicing brisket?
I used to in the early days, I used to sell like snacks at my table. And then it just got too much, like with everything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah. But we used to make money at it. Seriously. We'd bring a whole box of like like Nutra bars or Pop Tarts, and people would
Nice.
buy them. They're like, oh, the food here is too expensive, but you have these for $2. I'll take
Yeah.
some. You know,
Exactly.
Perfect,
You
right?
gotta be careful with the show, right, Mark? You might get
Yeah.
chastised for child
Yeah,
ranges.
we've got our hands slapped at a couple shows. I think the absolute funniest was we were at San Diego several years back, and we just had this little fishbowl looking thing that we bought it. We literally went to Staples because we needed supplies, and like last minute, Alex saw this bag of like really junk candy, like bad stuff, not like the stuff that like your grandparents used to keep in the candy dish, like that stuff, like the little grape balls and things like
The
that.
stuff you throw away after Halloween.
Oh yeah, you're like I've had 3 like licks of this thing that it's done, right? Like
it's like the sugar-free candy, like that.
I don't even know what it was, but it probably been
Anything made by Brax.
It definitely been Staples in that Staples for like 10 years. It just sitting on the rack. Like, someone finally bought an old candy bar. Yeah. And like it was bad, but it sat. We put it like in this little candy dish, right? And slapped a sign on it that said free candy. And like that's like staple of every show, right? Come up, get a piece of candy, talk to me, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like within 10 minutes of doing that, someone from the show came up and like, you can't do that. We're like,
really?
what? And they're like, you can't give away food. And I'm like, it's candy. Like it's
like wow, really? Like I've never had that happen.
We
hardly
like,
food.
And then actually it just kind of sat there. It like sat there behind, and we still got yelled at. Someone's like, "Were you giving someone?" Oh, okay, whatever.
This is for personal
Really?
use.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe they saw what candy you were
It's
giving out.
medicinal.
Get these out of here.
Exactly. They're like, listen, you're gonna give away candy.
You should have.
Like Jolly Ranchers.
You should have said we're not in a van giving it away to kids.
Yeah, right.
We're not.
I've never seen that happen at a show. That's pretty crazy. Huh.
Maybe it's us. We've had stuff like that happen once or twice. Sometimes for the beer, sometimes for the candy.
Well, because they had the
sometimes
free
just
candy
inappropriate.
next to the free beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you took a piece of candy. I now own your soul. Get here and work the booth. Let's go.
Yeah, right. couple
So
good
you
comments
guys
coming in.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
I could definitely see several volumes of this anthology.
Oh.
The concept is brilliant and has an immediate buy-in. I gotta agree with that. I love the name, especially, and I feel like the talent you guys bring is a great thing for this anthology. So I agree with that.
Well, people love the story of the name too, so that definitely gets people to buy into it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. DS, what's up,
for
DS?
anybody? Hold on, I was just gonna say for anybody who doesn't know the story of the name, Alex, would you like to share?
Yeah, so a lot of it kind of started as an ongoing joke. Like we suck at this. We're never gonna make it to Marvel or DC. We're never gonna do it. We're gonna fail. And it was kind of like it's our self-deprecating humor, and like For those of John, you might remember this. There was another time where we were trying to do an anthology with a different group that we were tied with, and that failed. And we're like, oh, we suck at this. And then like we were just kind of riffing like we do, and we're like, we should just do an anthology, but what do we call it? And then like the name just kind of hit us. We suck at comics. So whenever we tell people this story, we kind of lean on the fact that like this, we've been doing this for a while, and we're not alone in this. When we started, there are people who are there ahead of us who's saying we suck at this. We're never going to make it. There's people coming in after the fact, after us. They're like, we suck at this. We're never going to make it. And we're like, well, let's fucking own it. We're like, we suck at this. Yeah, cool. That's our thing. And the first theme was rejection because it tied in with that we suck theme. And again, our like some of the interpretations of rejection were very, 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 very loose. But some of the projects were things that were actually rejected. We had one or two people, they kind of gave us some unfinished projects because they're like funding dried up or whatever the reason is. Like, cool, we'll print it, because it was that like second life of being a creator. No,
but even to that point though, the way you present it in the book's awesome, because you give creator pages first, where you allow creators to give context into what they're about to read and how it fits the theme of the story. You know what I mean? And not only are you presenting the story, but you're boosting the creator. It's a creator spotlight anthology as much as it is an anthology of a collection of stories.
Yeah. I mean, that's been one of the biggest pieces about this. How do we get the word out to everybody? How do we, because I think I've said this a million times on podcasts, a high tide raises all ships, right? I mean, it's all about everybody getting together. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about, like, if you want to do this, make sure everybody's going to pitch in and help out, right?
Yep, for sure.
I think Steven Singer actually stole.
We'll pull him back in.
Yeah, I think Steven Singer actually stole your gimmick.
Yeah.
I hate Steven Singer jewelry.
I hate self-deprecating humor. Yeah, right. No, but okay. I love it too. I think it's a smart title. And obviously you guys don't suck at comics. That's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that frustration people have with comics that you guys have tapped into, and that every indie creator has gone through that rigmarole, Yeah.
Well,
so I like it.
I've always said that to be creative, to have a creative mind, also comes saddled with a little bit of self-doubt, and anxiety and all that good stuff on your shoulders. So this is just, like Alex said, a declaration of that.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, everyone's had that moment, like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Why am I at this show? Like, so I feel like you guys tap into that with the title and the stories,
Yeah. I mean, and that's exactly it. As you point out, it's hard. This stuff making comics is not easy, right?
No.
Like, just the act of putting words on a page is difficult, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let alone everything else that goes along with it, and as I think Alex and I have talked about a lot of times, it's hard to be the complete package. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I would love nothing better than to sit around and just write, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the way it works. You've got to do all the other stuff, and I'm better at some of it than others. You get me at a booth, I'm awesome. I can pitch like mad. Sometimes the social media stuff, man, I'm screaming in the wasteland. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, part of the reason
you guys have been at it for
channel is because it's like, the frustration with Twitter and Facebook,
Oof, so don't get me started on that, man.
Seriously. But this is hard work too. I mean, like, trying to get it here every Monday, setting up everything, you know what I mean? Like, and getting the word out that way too it's not easy, but like you said, Mark, to your point, you got to do it. And it's part of the business of making comics,
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Harry?
No, you guys have been at it for like a decade almost, right? So does it feel like 10
more
years?
Now? It's been more.
Yeah. Oh, really?
We just realized
we both has it flown by, or
there's some years it dragged on. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, like I think when we ran the numbers, it was like we're like on our 13th year now.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh wow, jeez.
2012.
2012.
I mean, technically it goes back before then because you have to do all the creation and all that sort of stuff. But like, I think we formalized Wayward Raven in 2012.
Our first show together was 2012, but it was we were still under the old name Aegis Pub before we rebranded to Wayward Raven. So
Wayward Raven's better name for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People can pronounce it better.
Yeah. What was the other one? Aegis.
Except for Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. I like Wayward Raven. It just sounds like like you're traveling through the woods and you find like that your home in the middle of the woods is like a bar or something, and it's like you go in and you're at Wayward Raven, like it has that feeling to it. Like,
well, like a lot of our ideas, it did come from mythology. I think we were like, when we were riffing on names with Josh, we were thinking Odin and his ravens, and then we came through some variations of that before Wayward Raven stuck with us. So
yeah, I like that. It's a good one. It came out good.
I think it's us in a lot of ways too. I mean, that kind of errant, wayward sort of, we all come here to this that way, right? I mean, I don't think anybody sets out and says, today I'm going to be a comic book writer, that doesn't, and not to say there aren't people that don't have that dream, but I think it's something that kind of grows on you. You might start reading comics, you might get into it, maybe you draw a little bit, whatever, but like there's a lot of different ways we kind of get here. And I know that sort of misadventure is probably what us together, at least. Yeah.
I would definitely say Mark and I have had very non-traditional careers.
Well, I mean, I feel like all indies are kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
We're all finding our own ways to doing stuff and making things and finding those weird names,
Yeah. We're all a bunch of misfits together.
Yeah,
True.
much. I mean,
it really is true.
Like, I can't wait to see all the misfits at Indie IC3, like I feel
I was just gonna say, to that point, you're saying we're a band of misfits, right? Well, I met these guys at a pub in New York.
Yes. I love this. I mean? I love that. That was like one of the best nights ever, man.
And this pub in New York became this hub for this band of indie creator misfits that from all levels, there are people who drank with us that, those nights that are now working at a higher level than us. And there's people who, are still trying to kind of catch up and vice versa. But we're all together in it, and that's, that same pub is where that namesake, came out that night. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was at Twins upstairs when I think that, you guys, somebody said we suck at comics. So it's just like the same idea. You know what I mean? Be it a pub, be it an anthology, be it a community. It's kind of just the same circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Are you guys planning any other books coming up besides the next volume of We Suck at Comics?
We are actually, yeah. We you were mentioning our webcomic, Damn Heroes. We what you probably didn't know is that we ended it a few years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. We were finally going to get around to like wrapping it up in a huge omnibus. So like that's probably going to be one of the next campaigns we do.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
That's exciting.
How many strips of that did you make, Alex?
Over 500, not including the holiday things. So.
Oh wow, that's a lot. That's a good body of work.
It was about like 10 years. 10 years of, and that was like one of the first things we did together. And speaking of riffing, it came about because Mark and I, when we worked together, we would just riff during lunch breaks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. What's your timetable on that?
We're targeting probably right around New York Comic Con.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
We're trying to set this up so the schedule, and this was the other tester for us with January, because if January is a good time to do like an anthology, the goal is to do at least one a year. So hopefully, issue 3 probably right around this time next year, or volume 3, I should say. you know, and gives everyone some time over the con season to come talk to us, you know.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, especially to like get creators interested and like recruit. So, you know, but we always try to have at least like a couple things in our back pocket for, you know, for the process. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I was gonna say, so yeah, so are you guys gonna keep this going, you think, beyond like as long as you feel like doing it?
As long as people want to keep wanting to be in it, keep wanting to help, keep pushing it, and you know, it keeps growing. I mean, so we set a higher goal this time around, so that was a big piece of it too. I mean, part of it's also planning out like the finance piece, right? How much is it going to cost us? We have a better view on that now. We want to do everything we can to pay people out too, so that's another piece of it. You know, and then trying to find that
Things have
balance.
gone up, huh? In pricing, like paper has gone up.
Yeah, I mean, shipping keeps going up, and the cost of paper.
The one thing too we learned for the last one is, you know, it was definitely bigger than it should have been, which, you know, and we realized from the amount of money we raised versus how much it cost us to do all the things, we're like, oh shit, we probably should have raised the bar a little higher, you know, which is why this time it was, I mean, inflation did affect the price a little bit, but it was more of just like planning out the project better, you know? We kind of lowballed it last time, and we're feeling the pinch near the end of it. This time we're hoping with all the things they considered, it's like it'll be a better payout for creators.
You know? Volume 1 was a big book too, though. That was a thick book.
It was like a phone book, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Is the second volume shaping up to be the same size?
Sadly, yes.
No, sadly, that's great.
It's a little bit smaller, but yeah, it's going to be hard to cover too.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, when we were planning the second one, we're like, hard limit, 150 pages, max 200. That's it. And then we started realizing, like, holy crap, we have more teams in volume 2 than we had in volume 1. But a lot of people had smaller projects, so we're like, okay, we're going to be safe. But then, like, you know, so like when we started doing estimates, we're pushing closer to 200. We're like, okay, fine, 200's doable. When I finally got to get down and started putting the book together, I was like, hey, Mark, I got some bad news, man. Remember how we said we're going to try to keep it under 200?
Yeah.
So it's not 280, it's like 240.
But you know what, though? You already have a good experience with a book of that size already. So, like, comparatively, it's not far off, right? Like, it's not like you have to adjust or slide your numbers too much to accommodate for that. You're kind of in the same ballpark, it seems.
Yeah.
You know what,
exactly.
I will tell you with this campaign, though, because we had a better grasp of the numbers and whatnot, some of these tiers are a little higher than they were before, right?
There's that too.
So if you want that physical book, if you didn't get in the early bird at 35, you got to get it at 40. You know what I mean? And that's a hard number for a lot of folks. I mean, it's totally worthwhile. That's a thick book with a lot in it, but it's a hard price point for people. So like this campaign, we could probably easily have 200 plus backers on it, but you know, we'd have to sling it for a lot less.
And you offer hardcover too, right? I mean, that's a nice premium piece of like, that's a nice tier.
Yeah, we're not even doing the whole, hey, listen, you know, the stretch goal will give you a hardcover. It's just right to it. I don't want to make this book in a floppy anymore. I want it to be a hardcover. And then listen, when it goes out to, you know, second printing, then fine, it can be a soft cover.
Right, right.
Yeah, I like that.
Speaking of covers, Keith, I was gonna say, can you bring up the campaign page? Because this time around, the cover is gorgeous. You guys put together this really awesome cover. You want to talk a little bit about how this thing materialized?
So this is again. Steve knows Scott, and you know they got to talking. If I remember correctly, Scott has done a little bit of work for Marvel too. He's done stuff for, you know, I think off the top of my head, like Dark Horse Image, some of those.
And he did a lot of like band covers, like posters too, like Queens of the Stone Age. So
that's what it looks like. It looks like a band.
And even better, beer.
And beer. Yeah, he does a lot of beer
stuff.
stuff.
Beer too, which like he's in like Flynn with me. That's easy, you know.
Well, the best part is like when we started pitching him, like we showed him the previous book, told him about the anthology. He's like, "This is so punk rock. I love it, love it." So he was like super jazzed to do it, not just for the compensation, but like he just really loved the idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you look closely, I mean, you'll see that there's all manner of stuff in there. A lot of it came out of our conversation, but you can see a lot of pieces from the piece that Alex and I did.
Yeah.
That he drew in there. So like you've got the shield and the spear and the raven and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You kind of get a little closer in, you can see all these little details that he put in there.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, let's take a look at everything here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
So wait, what's this? Wait, there's a sculpture.
Scroll down. You can see a better like. That's
wow. So what is this?
One of our buddies, Raph, who wrote a prose piece in the book, he got a cover. He got an art piece done by another mutual friend of ours, Lou, who goes by the name Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy. I've known him for years. He's part of that circle, and he's a sculptor, and he does amazing sculptures. So we were just like, dude, it's cool. You did your first art piece, like drawing for our book, but I'm like. You're a sculptor, dude. We want to do a sculpture. So we were just like kind of like saying, would you be interested in doing a sculpture? And he's like, yeah, sure. What do you want? And we started talking. We're like, well, what? Do the skull with a raven. And we're like,
awesome.
make it a cup holder.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So like some of this too is him like stretching out a little bit too, because like the specific paint he uses is something he hadn't worked with before. Because normally he'll just do this stuff like in just like colored clay. But you got to play around with some paint, and I thought like it's like iridescent. I can't wait to see it in person. Yeah, it's amazing. Really cool. Yeah.
So now is that part of the campaign, or is it just like a piece he created?
That is one of the very limited top tier.
Yeah.
I think one of them.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is an add-on as well. So there's a limited amount though that are available.
That's very cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, I already called dibs on one.
Only 5, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
So yeah,
and then how many creators do you guys have this time around doing this book? How many teams?
26 teams.
Wow, that's a lot. That's really
that's huge.
Now, who was the pains in the ass in the whole process?
We'll never tell.
Mostly it's Alex and I.
Yeah, right.
There's that actually.
No, this is great, and like, I think you guys I think you guys one upped yourself. Over the
I mean, look at the artwork here. It's gorgeous.
This artwork reminds me of Jeff Goldblum. The fly or whatever. What's that called?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Pretty much,
yeah, I can see that.
Flyman.
Yeah.
And did they all
Very
the
cool.
stories hit the theme of coloring outside the lines?
Some more than others,
Some more than others.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's hysterical about that? Go back up for a second.
Go back up one. Yeah.
You guys have read The Damn Heroes?
Yes, I was wondering if there's any relation there.
So this is crazy.
Serendipity.
And I'm looking at it going, okay, what the hell? So this is literally the creator of this comic goes into the comic to talk to his characters. And the best part is he's got that, luchador mask on. And if when Alex and I would break the fourth wall in Damn Heroes, he would always slap a luchador mask on me, right?
Yeah.
And so I read this and I'm like, I don't know what like this dude is all the way in Australia. He's like he's not.
Oh wow.
So I guess either great minds think alike, or
he copied us. He copied us.
You guys incepted him a long time ago, over the course of 10 years.
Yeah.
And
We have
somehow
been doing it
stuck
longer.
with him, and now it boomeranged back into the book. At least that's what the narrative I want to believe.
I love the style of his artwork.
It's beautiful. I like it.
Yeah,
Now, speaking of Will Murray, this is the cover piece for his.
Oh wow!
Okay. Yeah, Waste of Chidnu Brine. Yep.
Yeah,
it's a very cool pulpy piece. I love that art.
I was gonna say it looks very pulpy. Yeah.
So did you guys come? Like, speaking of Will, did you guys just pitch him the idea, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd be a part of that." Is that how it came about, or?
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much. Yeah. He said he had a piece ready to go too. So yeah.
Oh wow. That's cool. I'm glad he's submitting the anthologies and stuff. I think that's really cool. Artwork is great on that too.
Yeah,
It's really
love
cool.
that artist. This is Daniel Statler. He's another guy who's been doing a lot of cool stuff. This is a piece that's reprinted from I think he submitted this to a different anthology. So like, yeah. But
he had it handy, ready to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and this one just fit the theme perfectly.
It's like
right. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Our old friend Christoph and I'm blanking on his name. William.
Will Direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ari and Marika,
really
you know,
good
our
talent.
friends.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Ari Rubin's part of this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Marika's art is so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Even with color, she could even make color look so gothic and spooky.
She's awesome.
So good.
And then there's these two assholes.
These guys are my favorite. These guys are my favorite.
Love the cover.
Yeah, love that. Love your Aries too. That's dope.
Thanks, man.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, the story came off as a joke, but it was like it fucking made sense.
Oh,
and
here's
there's
mine.
that,
So speaking of Marika, the artwork is by her husband Keith Gleason. So Keith's artwork here, and again, it's not the traditional artist from Surrounded by Death. Here's our mime that we talked about earlier, and it's a letter by you, Keith.
Yeah, that's great.
One of my favorite jokes from this short story is another inside joke, and it was me and Rick, and we were at Terrificon, and we had just blazed down in the hotel room before bed. And we were talking about how, like, we were talking about this mime, specifically this mime. And I was like, I want to work him into the book and this and that. And he goes, and Rick goes, his shoes have to be too shiny. and then when he meets the other guys, he goes, hey man, why are your shoes so shiny? It's just such a dumb, like, stoner joke, and it made it in. If you notice, his shoes have like this impeccable shine to them.
I love the lens flares.
Yeah, the lens flare, exactly. Yeah.
It was a good story.
Ripped though.
Look
Look
at
at him.
man.
Yeah, he's Jason Statham if he was a mime. This is what the Crow remake should have
miming.
I would have liked it better than what they gave us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is Ella. She was actually in the last one too. She's got some amazing like spooky painting stuff.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely gives you a feeling of dread or something looking at it, you know.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. This one,
that's cool.
Very ominous. Use a word.
Yeah, we were making some jokes with stuff like this. We got a lot of stuff that was in black and white with like a splash of color. I'm like, it's so subversive. I loved it.
Yeah.
I like the way this artist used just two colors. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I love this kid's Greatest American Hero t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I completely missed it. Right.
There's actually some depth into this story, though. Mark, why don't you tell them about that story?
Yeah. So the cool thing about Ben's piece here is, like, we read it first and we were like, it's like a docudrama about indie comics.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic, because like you see, it says, they start talking about like this underground scene, and I'm like, man, is this something I missed? Like, am I not, was this before my time or something like that? But I mean, he does a great job of really making you believe that this scene exists, right? But he then kind of talks about all the stuff that we all kind of sort of experience anyway with a lot of these indie books and things that, if you think about those folks who, like, they remember collecting the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
It has that sort of vibe to it. It's
pretty
really
amazing hand lettering too.
Yeah.
It's like very clean.
I was going to say the artwork does harken back to that OG Ninja Turtles style, like
very zine, yeah.
Good stuff.
And then there's this guy who's like, oh my god, this. We were like, what the hell is this? This is so weird, and it's like it's perfect.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like I thought it was Popeye at first or something.
Yeah.
I thought he was eating spinach.
I love that you guys can
he was wearing a pizza.
As abstract as well as something as pointed. You know what I mean? Like, and you give, and like I said before, you give creators the chance to kind of like say, like, this is how I interpret it to be coloring outside the lines.
Yeah.
No.
I thought he was
Yeah,
wearing
and
a
this
pepperoni
is-
pizza built.
This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Devin, who is a 19-year-old, like, just musician first, and he also draws and does this, and it's like, dude is just amazing, right? Like, this was the one where he submitted in black and white. We're like, no, dude, you gotta color this.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And his first submission was like halftones. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you can do more, man. You can raise the stakes, and it was phenomenal. This is, I don't like to play favorites, but this is definitely one of my favorite pieces in the book.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. You guys got a lot of good stuff.
That's cool.
It's Ed's, yeah. Ed's is really gritty. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the yellow.
And then there's this asshole.
Sebastian. This is Concrete Combat, right?
This is actually the prequel to Concrete Combat Dungeon Runners. So
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
He
So that
he's 19.
Sebastian also I know, right? 19 years old.
Yeah.
God bless that kid.
Mhm.
Sebastian also putting something that ties to his book into this and making
like
it
you
work.
did,
Like
Johnny.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sebastian's definitely another, like, he's probably an unofficial Raven at this point.
Yeah. He did the video for this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Jess always help us out. So
Yeah. They're
This
great.
handsome
What
mug.
the hell?
Look at that. Who's this guy?
Check out the shirt.
different shirt.
Check out the
He's
shirt.
got the shirt on.
Oh, I was gonna say the shirt, right?
I got this in 3 different colors, but I kind of lean towards the orange
Yeah.
one a lot of times.
And there's this asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that pie. That's Terrificon, right?
Yep, that was Cervicon. Yeah. I love that photo.
This is great.
Who can't make that face holding a Pepe's pie?
Yeah, right.
And this is some of your art, Alex.
Yep.
Like Alex's art is so awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you,
the
man.
aliens is really good.
Yeah, that was in Inktober. That one I did on the subway.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And actually, the Goblin Girl I just made into a sticker too.
Oh,
that's
cool. That's a
too,
nice
yeah.
sticker.
That's another one I've made. I've been getting really into stickers lately. So
Nice.
that one I think actually I did in Terrificon. Now that I think about it.
Mhm.
I like
That
the
came out
hair.
good, man.
There's some, there's some good color style there. Oh, that's awesome.
good,
Fallout.
Yep. NYCC, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
And there's just
bag?
some
That's
Scott stuff.
cool.
Yeah, it's the mystery bag. So
that
like
that
one of it's
Fallout. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you there. I was gonna say real quick, that Fallout, was that before or after the several shots tonight?
over the course of the weekend.
Okay, so you did a little bit over. Okay.
Yeah, I was like taking my time.
Right on, right on.
Now, is this image the same guy that did the cover?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So there's a tier on there specifically for him, and it's very limited, but it's a mystery bag of his stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And speaking of the creator
There's Daniel.
profiles, yeah, these are all we're highlighting every creator in this book on our website, on the Kickstarter campaign. We want to show it's not just us; it's everyone.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so these are all the creators that worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Will,
Yep, as well.
Yep. There's our good friend Josh. Yep.
Josh.
Yep.
Okay.
Keiko right there. She did the really colorful piece. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Very cartoony.
We met
Yeah.
Ariel. What show did we meet her at?
We met her through Sebastian, I think.
No, I think she came up to us at a con. I don't think she knows
Look
him.
at that handsome man.
Oh, look at that. That photo was taken by Mark Gallagher. Credits to Mark on that photo.
That's
Handsome man.
That's the handsome man right there.
I love the
Multi-selfies.
Great.
No,
Of the handsome man. Here we
Yeah,
go.
right. And
Our good friend Anna, she did a really cool art piece for the book.
nice. And
Ari.
Ari's
Always
looks like
debonair.
a Colombian drug lord in that picture.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Or he should be like a mambo singer or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like Lou Vega stand-in.
Lou
Like he's
Vega,
about to
right.
bust out a saxophone.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, the cockatiel. My wife will like that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's one of Devin's pieces.
Yep.
Really cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, really cool.
Let me go there. Yep.
I like
that's
this
funky.
one
That's
too.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Yeah.
is that the one that
Very
the weird
outside
one.
lines.
The circus one, yeah.
I love how fluid his stuff is, though. Like,
Oh,
it
it's tricky
reminds
as hell,
me
but I
of
love it. Yeah.
it reminds me of that guy that used to make the cartoons, that Plimpton guy.
Oh, Bill Plimpton.
Yes.
Bill
Yes.
Plimpton, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It reminds me a little
Yeah.
bit of his stuff.
That's
like,
a really good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it always had that shakiness, like it was always like,
I have 1 or 2 of his books. I love this stuff.
Yeah. This guy, he was smart to put this guy in there. I like his stuff. There's something about it, like,
yeah.
that really
What I love
works.
is like the guy next to there is his letterer, and it's
This guy?
it's a piece, yeah, but it's a piece that has like no words.
But he still had a letter. That's great.
That's good.
Alex, yet another reason we should send out that PDF as a sample for everyone to see it, so he doesn't go, "Why are my letters in here?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Christoph, yep.
Christoph, yep.
Yep. And Will, yep.
That's awesome.
They're a good combo. Yeah, those 2 guys are great.
Oh, Ed Stover. This guy, he's a creator that comes to Plastic City too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We probably met him there, I think.
Yeah,
right?
maybe he did. Yeah.
I met him at Quiet Corner Con.
Okay.
He's more of. Is he a novelist or is he an artist?
I think he's
both.
he's an artist. I think writer. Yeah. He's
Okay, so he does both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I've only met him once, and he seems like a nice guy. I just never really had a conversation with him, but yeah, he does my show a lot. So
good friend John. Yep.
Yep. There's Ben.
Be kind to your mother. Oh, Rob Sidaro. I know him
Yep.
really well. I know Mike Grazia well.
Mm-hmm. So they did a collab piece that we got in here. So
and Rob was one of the
these
people
two
I
work
had met
together?
through the book.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Mike, yep.
And our good friend James, yeah.
Yeah, James was in the last one, but what I love is the piece he wrote. Because he's a writer. His wife took it and then she made it in this beautiful art piece. Each page is a different letter back and forth with a different style and writing and whatnot. So it's really cool. But the best part is we asked everybody, I don't know if you guys saw in the videos we were sending around, we asked everybody, hey, send us a video saying, I suck at comics. Do it however you want to do. You got about 15 seconds.
Okay.
People did their video together, and it's fucking adorable.
Oh, yeah.
You can go online to our website and see it. Seriously.
Nice.
Those guys did that fly thing.
So these are all people that kind of contributed pieces.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Oh, Glenn. We know Glenn
yeah.
from no, the next
Glenn.
one down. Yeah, we know Glenn from he's from Jersey, I believe. We know him from NYCC.
Yep.
Yeah,
Steve.
Glenn is awesome. Steve.
Awesome.
If it wasn't
guy.
for Steve, I wouldn't have met Samoa Joe at Terrificon.
Oh, really?
Steve is
Why
the
was
man.
that?
He helped out in facilitating that.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to meet Rebecca Romaine because of him.
I got to meet Rebecca Romaine because my own obnoxiousness.
Specifically to get you, did you go and grab them or something, or is
So, you guys watch Lower Decks by any chance?
I've seen the first and second season, I think.
So there's a crossover episode between the live action show that she's in and the animated series that her husband's in. And one of the plot devices was a poster that one of the cartoon characters had in his bedroom. And like they're playing it up to be like, oh, she's a model, it's a cheesecake bikini thing. No, it was a Starfleet recruitment poster, and it ties into her story, and it was a really beautiful story. So I did the recruitment poster in the Lower Deck style. And
okay.
Someone came, bought it from me, went to get her to have it signed. She loved it, and she was asking the person like, "Yo, where'd you get this? I would love one." So like that person came by our table, and like Steve was working Terrificon, but he overheard. He's like, "Hold on, I got you." He helped me cut the line, and I gifted Rebecca Romaine the print. And her husband was there. So I got them, I got them to sign one for me to keep. I gave them one, I signed for them. And I got, everyone's looking with so much jealousy. But it was like an amazing experience because not just I was a big fan of hers, but Jerry O'Connell, I grew up watching that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude.
my secret identity, man.
Yeah, right. And Stand By
awesome
Me.
in,
I mean,
exactly right.
so much shit.
Sliders.
Yeah.
Yeah, sliders. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah, you guys
Piranha 3D.
classic.
Yeah. But
Alan, you didn't cut the line. You were given VIP treatment.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that is true.
great.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I was
That's
escorted to the front of the line.
Like a G.
Yep.
Like a G. I love that. Yeah, dude. I think you guys went up to yourself with this second one. It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say the first one's great too. And I feel like if people out there haven't bought the first one, they should probably get both on this campaign. And
they can get the first one through this campaign, right?
It is. Yeah, there's a tier, right?
Excellent.
Yep.
So great, guys.
There's a tier for everything. You can get just a T-shirt. I'm so tired of people coming up to me at cons saying, "Oh, I don't really read comics." Well, just buy the T-shirt.
Just get a T-shirt.
Right?
Yeah, right. That's all you need. You don't need to
just rep us with a T-shirt. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Or just throw a few bucks towards the pledge thing where you can just pledge a
Well, now that we've reached our goal, we offered some stretch goals too. So we're like, we haven't detailed in the most recent update, but like you can get a bunch of free stuff now too that we'll be throwing in there, both physical and digital. So yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Is it when does it unlock at 8,000 or?
We have one at Mark, correct me. It's like 77, I think, and then at 8,000.
So, sorry. Which we have? The next stretch goal is 77.
Yeah.
That's some wallpaper or bookmark. I think 8,500 is art print.
Yep. Yeah. So at 77, it's digital wallpaper, but also a bookmark for physical backers. At 8,500, we have physical or digital art print.
Mm-hmm.
At $9,000, we'll throw in a physical comic or a digital comic. Yeah, and then if we can by some miracle make it to 10K in the next 24 hours or 48 hours, we'll even throw in a T-shirt.
Very cool.
There you go.
Love that.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing the late pledges too this time or no?
No.
Why not? Why didn't did you just want to have a cutoff on the number, that kind of thing? Or?
I think we want to have a cutoff and be able to kind of go get what we need to get, that sort of thing.
Because it's the fun that print run. But what we will be doing is we'll throw it up as a pre-order on our website after the campaign for people who may have missed it.
I gotcha.
That's what we usually do with once the PDF version is complete, we throw in the digital book for sale and pre-orders for the physical book, and then usually we'll honor those after the first appearance of the book at a convention.
I gotcha.
Right on.
So you want to take care of the backers first and all that stuff before you start selling it to other people. Yeah, I get that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually good etiquette for crowdfunding. I mean, most people like to feel special that back a campaign and they like to get it first,
Well, they are, yeah. Like for most of the reward tiers, we're even throwing their names in the book like we did last time. So
yeah, no, it's true. And even like I backed a few, like I backed that Sean Gordon Murphy Zorro book, and it kind of miffed me a little bit that the general public got all those comics before the backers did. I was a little miffed by that, but whatever. It's Sean Gordon Murphy. You can't be that mad, but still, like I was like, they don't know the etiquette is to make sure the backers get everything first. Then
that's what makes it special.
That's what makes it special. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I could see it developing into something like, hey, it becomes kind of a second store for you. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that then. But yeah, if it's going to be a constant one-off like that, that's more of a pain in the ass too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I understand your point too, where you want to train the audience not to go to Kickstarter for everything, but also to come to you guys, find your website, build that community. Community of readers. So I get that. So we try to make our website like the first landing point, and with some reason, like obviously for like the campaign, we're pushing people to the campaign. Yeah, but when that's over, come to our website. That's like the source of truth. Makes sense. Like it's smart. yeah, you build that campaign, that community, like I said. So yeah, no, and fellas, it looks good.
Thank you.
When do you think it'll be out and into backers' hands by?
So our goal is pretty quick because most of it's more or less together. We've got a few things we have to do. We do want to probably send out a PDF to everybody in it to kind of say, hey, take a look at your stuff, make sure this is the right,
like a preview.
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, once that's done, it can go right to the printer to start printing. We're already starting to work on that anyway. So once this ends, you know, we're not going to wait around to get funding to start that stuff. We're going to start putting the book together, getting it out to Mix and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, like the book is compiled. There's a few pages like we need to kind of edit here and there, and like Mark was saying, we're going to send it out to for review. But yeah, like I'm going to start like working with the printer immediately.
So would you say it's about 97% complete, or?
I would say like 99, honestly.
99. Okay, yeah. So just small little minor things. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
like,
good.
That's the other lesson we learned in this. It's like have it ready before the campaign starts, because then it's like it's not like that delay like, because we've all been there. You know, you back a Kickstarter, it funds, and then like 2 years later, you're like, oh shit, I finally got an update from these people. Oh, I forgot about this thing. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like we want that quick turnaround because we want that etiquette. You know, we want to establish that etiquette and that let people know that when we say we're delivering, we're going to deliver.
Yeah,
you know?
love that.
Strike while the iron's hot too, right? It's fresh in people's minds. Keep the impact there.
Well, plus we also would love to have it at like, I mean, I don't know how likely it is we're going to have it at C2E2. I'm hoping we can have it then, but at the very least, you know, when we go, you know, to our next big show, should we mention San Diego? Yeah.
We're
going to be at San Diego, so we want to have it for that, definitely.
You guys are in San Diego this year?
Yes, sir.
So I get to see you at IC3.
Oh, nice.
I get to see you at C2E2, and I get to see you guys in San Diego. It's going to be trouble.
And New York, dude.
There goes the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Right?
There goes the fucking neighborhood.
If you're not sick of us yet, you will be.
No, never, never. I might actually finally get that official Wayward Raven member badge.
Now,
we'll
did you
get
guys
the brand,
end up getting like a regular booth in San Diego, or is it like a
we're in small press?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's it was
dumb luck.
Actually, listen, shout out to Johnny because he helped me get the like I was looking at, like, I can't find the submittal place anywhere. He's like, yeah, it's kind of hidden there, let me get you the link. Got it out to me, fill all that stuff out, and sent in Napoleon as our sample, and they were like, let's do it. So
nice.
Yeah,
they really do bury that link on the website. It's tough to get to. You have to kind of dig, but I'm glad you guys got in.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's all thanks to you, man. You helped out.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no worries.
We'll let you know our table number and stuff. We'll plan out the attack.
Yes. Well, one of the nights we're all going out for Korean barbecue.
Nice.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Wish I could be there. I know. I think I missed when the registration already go by. It's probably done, right?
Oh yeah.
For like booth space or whatever.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, you doesn't hurt to go to try because you could get waitlisted because this is where people like back out and they have to backfill and all that good stuff. So
I was gonna try and I was gonna hit you up in October, Johnny, and say, is this the time to do it? And I just was like, without really having a steady part-time job, I was just like, I don't know if I should do this right now. But maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll pull the trigger on it.
And you're at Terrificon too, right?
Me?
Yeah. John,
yeah.
I'll be back again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be at Terrificon too. Nice.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten my confirmation email yet. So I paid
Johnny,
for it.
you got to reach out to Mitch because
I did. I reached out and I haven't heard back.
Okay. You got to reach out because he's so he's forgetful. Like
I'm sure he's busy too. So, but yeah, I shot him an email, so we'll wait and hear back. But it's paid for, so I'm assuming I'm in.
They cashed the check, right?
They cashed the check.
Yeah,
He's rolling in the dough.
Yeah, and I'm
already.
in for Wicked. I saw they cashed my check too.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
can't wait for that.
I'd love to.
Wait,
do
are you guys doing Wicked?
I'd love to do Wicked again, but we're so freaking booked this year. Like,
Yeah.
Especially right around that time. So it's just.
Yeah, I was gonna
say
skip it.
reconsider, and here's why.
The free
It's
admission
back to
and
a one day,
and
it's a free admission show.
Yeah,
that's huge.
People are gonna fucking flood that place.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
It's gonna be huge.
That's the only way I was gonna do it again, unless I got a free table. Was they did something like this, and yeah, it's insane.
We did great there last year.
Did you?
Up last year, yeah.
You guys had the 2 tables too,
broke
right?
even. We broke even, but I feel like we were on the. I don't know. We had enough people coming through. It just didn't.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird show too.
It was weird the
yeah.
setup. And if you only knew one room and not the other.
And last year overall was a tough year for shows. So not everybody was consistent with their numbers.
Had a great time at it though.
Was a fun time.
I got to meet Jubilee. That was cool.
That
is cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I got to meet a couple creators I really like and things like that. So that was cool.
Did you guys have the weird moment where the Blue Man Group just walked past you?
They didn't come to our side of the show.
Just walked like right past us, and I missed it. I didn't see it coming.
The actual Blue Man Group?
They were there as guests.
Wow. Sure wasn't somebody cosplaying as Tobias from Arrested Development?
With the Daisy Dukes?
I think their show is ending. Their show's coming to an end too, I think.
Oh, really?
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to drum up some business at Wicked last year. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Meaning to go to their show.
I like Wicked overall. It just last year was tough. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody check out We Suck at Comics Volume 2. The link to the campaign is in the description of the video if you're watching this tomorrow or any other day this week. And it'll be live for another 59 hours. So check that out. I'm gonna start wrapping things up unless you guys Johnny, did you have anything any questions for Mark or Alex? Harry, you have any questions for Mark and Alex?
Harry?
I mean, I think I've gone through my entire list here of questions. So.
Well,
but it looks great. It looks like a great volume. It looks great. I love the artwork. I love the theme. I can't wait to find out what the next theme is. Maybe I'll take part in it. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be
for
cool.
them, Harry.
Well,
I mean, probably a drawing or something.
Yeah, they just take artwork sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Do you have? Would you know what the name or the theme is yet at all?
Wait, us?
Yeah, for Volume 3.
We have a good idea what I think we want to make it.
All right, nothing concrete yet, though.
It's
maybe we can vote on it.
Yeah,
we've thrown some stuff around. We have a pretty good idea. I think we have one that we really like.
We're trying to we want to mull it over because we don't want to pick a name and then we realize a couple months later oh God, this is horrible. I hate that name.
So how about this? When you guys agree on what the name and the theme, and when you open submissions, we do it live on this show.
Yeah,
do like a open an envelope, blow it, take out the winning name, and present it. Read it off.
Harry, you can wear
like the Academy Awards.
Maybe
Karnak.
You can be Karnak, like
Karnak.
Harry,
Exactly.
Right.
Wow, that's a reference not everyone's gonna get.
No, definitely not. They're like Karnak, like the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Karnak, like from Watchmen.
Yeah.
Maybe what we do is we put out the list and we'll to do a vote, and then we'll pick the winner at your show.
Vote.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, you can also pull the chat too. We could I don't know if you can put a poll up in here or not. I wish you.
Well,
might
maybe
be
we could probably throw one up on our website at the very least.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Drive. Actually, no. You want to drive traffic there, and then that way people register, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know I'm very excited now because I know we're going to be at a lot of shows together this year. So I'm looking forward to partying with you guys throughout 2025. And want to thank you guys for taking time out of your schedules tonight to come on our show, share the project, and just share it with our audience. Thank you guys.
Dude, we love hanging out with you guys, virtually or in person, man.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you in a couple weeks too at IC3. Me and John.
Yeah, that is a couple weeks. Shit.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it? It's like it's going to be March at the end of this week, which is crazy.
I'm very excited to be in New Haven because I've never been to New Haven proper. Dude. And I hear there's all sorts of fun stuff. They're like Pepe's, and there's, I guess, a couple of cool bars. And I guess you have to go to Louis Lunch, right? Have you ever been to Louis Lunch? No, it's not that great.
Okay, here's the thing. You're going to have folks that, yeah, absolutely. You're going to have folks that are like, yeah, no. If you got to eat one food in New Haven, you can only have one food in New Haven. It's pizza. It's absolutely pizza. And you got to go to, if you didn't do the Pepe, Sally's thing, you go to Bard, you go to Modern. It doesn't matter, any one of them. Like, I love Pepe's. I love Sally's. I like Bar because great pizza, but at the same time, you're literally great bar. Like, and so the other thing I love doing. I'm in New Haven is I like wandering down the street onto down to a place called the Owl, and it's a fantastic cigar bar with just like an amazing array of whiskeys and tequila, all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
They've got some great cigars too. It's usually they got some live music playing. Like, seriously, if you guys come down the night before, you want to go get some pie and go smoke a stogie, I'm in.
That might sound fun. Yeah, we might have to dabble with that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Cool.
I guess I'm crashing to your place, Mark.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna start wrapping things up. Do you guys want to shout out any social media where people can find you, Alex and Mark?
So you can find our links here. If you go to waywardraven.com, all of our links are in the bottom. I'm usually ASAP Can Draw. Mark is usually Panther Pit. One thing too, if you go to our website, please sign up for the mailing list. We don't spam. We tell you the things that we want you to know about, and you could always unsubscribe. We've kind of made it a running joke every time we send out an email blast. We try to guess how many people unsubscribe because whatever. It's for communication. We're not we're selling you our stuff and we're selling you us. We're not spamming. So highly recommend that.
Awesome. Johnny, Harry, anything you guys want to shout out this week?
Nothing really going on. Just trying to survive, like a tree fell in my house last week, so I'm just trying to deal with the aftermath of that.
Yeah,
not fun.
Craziness, Harry.
Like, so last week was like an ice storm, and the tree falls, and this week it's like 50s. Thanks. I couldn't have made it one week closer. Spring sucks. I have some pictures I can show you guys, after, but it's pretty,
we'll save it for another episode. Johnny?
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm just so I'm happy to have these guys on tonight. Again, thank you guys for taking the time. Looking forward to hanging out.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
And then for me, just check out Mighty Mascot 10 is still live on Indiegogo, and the book's almost done, which I can't believe it. It's like the main story's done, one of the backups done, and then we're about halfway through the second backup. So once that's complete, be ready to go to the printer. So way early delivery than I put on the website. So we'll be delivering early as well. So can't wait.
Nice.
And then if you can get all my social medias at heroenvy.com. And it's also in the description of the video as below as well. But all right, everybody, we're going to wrap up this episode. We will be live the next 2 Mondays as we get back on track. And then after that, we should be back on our bi-weekly schedule. And that's it. Read some comics, everybody. And
Back We Suck at Comics Volume 2.
Yes. Back We Suck at Comics Volume 2.
Nice.
And read some comics while you're at it, too. All right, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday night.
Thank you.
Good night.